Hi everyone, and welcome to Truth Over News. Although new evidence, including voicemails proving that Joe Biden was aware of Hunter's business dealings, new texts indicating that Joe Biden granted permission for certain financial transactions, and new emails showing that Joe Biden agreed to cover more than $800,000 in legal bills relating to those same business dealings has surfaced, Attorney General Merrick Garland has refused to provide any update on the ongoing federal tax and finance investigations into Hunter Biden and has dismissed the need to appoint a special counsel. But now, Republican Representative James Comer has accused the Treasury Department of running interference for the White House in an attempt to stymie efforts to investigate both Hunter's and Joe Biden's finances. Comer recently wrote to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, complaining that the Treasury Department is refusing to release suspicious activity reports connected with Hunter Biden or his family and associates, including the president. To make matters even worse, Comer cited a June 13 phone call in which Treasury officials informed committee Republican staff that they would not provide those suspicious activity reports to committee Republicans unless Democrats joined the request. The investigation of these suspicious financial transactions, known as SARS, extends beyond Hunter and may capture transactions that involved his father and the current president of the United States, Joe Biden. Despite repeated questions surrounding Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings and the access and financial impact on the Biden family, Joe Biden has repeatedly stated that he has never taken any foreign money or discussed any of his son's overseas business dealings.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life.
Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business?
Yes, I stand by that statement.
Despite Joe Biden's repeated public assertions, evidence continues to mount showing that Biden's claim was an outright lie, including new disclosures that strongly indicate that Hunter required his father's permission to wire money to Owasco LLC, the corporate vehicle used for Hunter's business transactions in China. These same disclosures also demonstrate the involvement of the Biden's family accountant in these transactions. Ironically, Joe Biden's claims of having no involvement or knowledge of Hunter's foreign business activities appear to have been refuted by Biden himself through a voicemail that he left for Hunter on December 12, 2018, telling Hunter that, "I think you're clear," in regards to a New York Times story that focused on the Chinese tycoon who had courted the Biden family in order to gain power and influence.
Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear.
Left out of the Times story was how that same Chinese tycoon provided almost $5 million in payments to Hunter and James Biden over the course of 2 years, including money that was transferred to Owasco as a means to funnel additional funds to Hunter. We also know that Joe Biden helped provide direct access for Hunter in China. In December of 2013, then Vice President Biden and his son Hunter flew to China on Air Force Two. 10 days after the trip, a subsidiary of the Bank of China signed a deal with Hunter Biden's investment firm Rosemont Seneca Partners to form a $1 billion joint venture investment fund called Bohai Harvest RST. The deal was later increased to $1.5 billion. Of the known trips to China made by Hunter Biden, each one coincided with strategic foreign policy meetings between then Vice President Joe Biden and the Chinese government. And of course, we also have the damning November 2, 2015 email from Hunter's laptop regarding Hunter's dealings in Ukraine. The head of Burisma's board, Vadim Pozharskyi, tasked Hunter with producing deliverables, stating that the ultimate purpose was to close down any cases or pursuits against Burisma owner Zlochevsky in Ukraine. Pozharskyi's target was Ukraine's general prosecutor Viktor Shokin, who had reopened an investigation into Zlochevsky that had been shut down by his predecessor in late 2014 after Burisma had allegedly paid a $7 million bribe to the Ukrainian prosecutor's office. Less than 3 weeks after Hunter received Pozharskyi's email, Joe Biden issued his first demand that Shokin be removed. After Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko failed to comply with the demands, Biden leveraged $1 billion in U.S. taxpayer loan guarantees to force Shokin's removal. Shokin was finally removed in March 2016. By the time Joe Biden left office in January 2017, all investigations into Burisma had been closed. We also know that Hunter's company received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the widow of Russian oligarch Yuri Luzkov, the former mayor of Moscow. The circumstances of those payments remain unclear to this day. As part of the ongoing investigation into Hunter Biden, it's recently been reported that the federal investigation into Hunter is broader than previously known, and that federal prosecutors had been attempting to determine if Hunter failed to account for income from those China-related deals. Prosecutors are also reportedly exploring whether Hunter and his associates violated tax, money laundering, and foreign lobbying laws. But given the highly politicized nature of the DOJ and their ongoing refusal to hold any Democrats accountable, these reports should be viewed with intense skepticism. As a result, House Republicans have now demanded information related to the finances of Hunter Biden and other members of the president's family. Given the lack of any accountability from the DOJ, or for that matter from John Durham's investigation, the efforts by House Republicans may foreshadow avenues the committee might pursue if Republicans take control of the House following November's midterm elections. In a May 25, 2022 letter to Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury, James Comer, the ranking member of the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, informed her that we are investigating the domestic and international business dealings of President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and other Biden associates and family members to determine whether these activities compromise U.S. national security and President Biden's ability to lead with impartiality. Comer noted that Hunter Biden has a long history of seeking employment or profit in areas that overlapped with his father's public duties, and stated that troubling reports have recently surfaced that numerous international business transactions tied to Hunter and James Biden, the president's brother, were flagged to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network through suspicious activity reports. Notably, under the Biden regime, the Treasury Department has begun restricting congressional access to suspicious activity reports by requiring congressional staff to review all material in a reading room at the Treasury Department, and has prohibited the copying of any materials. This sudden change by the Biden regime is highly suspicious, and according to Comer, raises serious questions about the motives behind the change, including whether it is intended to protect Hunter Biden.